It's 12 o'clock and your mind is thinking about stuff. Let's think about that, shall we? With another Midnight Thought.
Hey, it's Maher, and I am thinking about Broadway and musicals, which I don't think is anything new for people who know me. And the thing that I'm thinking about right now actually is Netflix getting into the game a little bit more than they have been. And I'm thinking that's actually kind of a reaction to Hamilton being recently released on Netflix, on Disney Plus as a streamable musical. So if you're new to the whole Broadway and theater industry, I guess, you might know that there's very limited amounts of film theater productions that are available for mass consumption, I guess. And musicals are not always available on streaming services. When you look at what's available right now, you've got several different platforms like Amazon Prime, which has Hairspray, and Netflix, which has some good ones, actually, like Shrek the Musical. They actually used to have Disney's Newsies, the film version, along with the original movie from back when Christian Bale was in it. But they've moved those over to Disney Plus now, obviously. And a lot of it comes down to licensing and rights and who owns the production rights to put this musical in a filmed version. Because a lot of the times what happens is musicals are written and the rights are sold off to either be produced on Broadway or on the West End, or the production rights are sold off piece by piece, so that if you only want to put on the stage rights, you only get those rights, and you're not buying the rights to the filmed version. And so in order to have the funds available to purchase the filmed rights, it's a lot of capital behind the idea. So that's why you don't see very often filmed productions of hit Broadway musicals, and some that have recently come into the game, of course, are being brought to light, of course, by the recent release of Hamilton on Broadway, which is filmed for Disney Plus. And one of the thoughts that I'm thinking about right now is Netflix wants to kind of get back in the game, and I'm almost assuming that this is a direct response to just how engaged the audience was on Hamilton's filmed version, the pro-shot version of that on Disney Plus. And one of the most recent announcements is that Netflix is going to be releasing a pro-shot version of one of the new musicals called Diana, and that's going to be released in 2021. So a little bit of ways away, but we at least have some sort of filmed theater. Now, the story about the musical Diana, of course, it is about Princess Diana and about her life, kind of chronicles the story that she goes through. And that musical, it's a new musical that was set to open up on Broadway just actually before COVID-19 shut down the world. So that musical was just about ready to go. I'm pretty sure they were a week away from opening, or a couple of weeks away. And they couldn't do it. So obviously a lot of time, production, and money has been behind the scenes and making that production happen, and to get it to where it was, and to not be put on Broadway and make the sales back and the ticket revenue, obviously it's hurting the production. So, the way that I'm thinking about it is Netflix saw the response of, how the audience reacted to Hamilton on Broadway and the pro-shot version of that. And they want to get into it, and they want to put some money behind a new musical. And it's not uncommon to actually see musicals on Netflix. Some musicals that I know they have right now, Shrek, of course, like I mentioned, that was filmed, I believe it was filmed live on Broadway, I think over a period of 2 nights. Same thing as most productions, filmed over a couple nights, pieced together with a nice version and the final edit. I mentioned they had Newsies before. But what I think is going is that they want to bring new content. They want to bring new content to their platform, but they're also doing it as a very, very clever marketing strategy position in between the release of one of the original series called The Crown, or I think it was just The Crown? The Crown? Is there the word the? I don't know. So if we look at the timeline, Netflix is putting several $1 million into the licensing rights to film and produce this musical. Diana is set to open again back on Broadway. I think it's opening up in May 2021. So just before they open up, they're going to be recording it and producing it on Netflix, and it's going to be released on Netflix before it even opens up on Broadway, which is a first time, actually, I think, for the industry. I don't think that's ever been done. So they're doing that. And if you look at one of the Netflix original series, The Crown, I believe one of the seasons coming out, or the new season coming out later on this year in 2020, is chronicling the life of Princess Diana, and I think she gets introduced in this season. So for Netflix to throw a whole bunch of money, I mean a lot of money, behind putting on this production and filming it in high definition quality, it's obviously a huge gamble on Netflix, but also a huge investment should it pay off in the right ways. The Crown, the season comes out 2020, end of this year, I believe. Then there's a little bit of a pause. There's going to be Diana released in 2021, and then 2022, the next season of The Crown comes out. And it's in between those seasons that Diana's character really gets a main part of the story. So very, very clever strategic marketing. I don't know where that thought was going. I think I just wanted to think about Netflix finally getting another musical. I'm kind of thinking about money right now.
Thinking about money. This thought brought to you by QuickBooks for the self-employed. Start your 30-day trial for free at sponsoredthought.com so you can quit thinking about managing your money. Now, back to whatever we were thinking about.
I guess, yeah, back to thinking about this. One of the things I just thought about is The Crown costs, I believe, $7 million per episode to film. If you have a 7-episode series, that's what, 7 times 7, that's a lot of $1 million, $49 million for a season. Now, I'm not too sure what the costs are for producing a pro-shot Broadway musical, but sure as hell got to be more than $49 million. That's a lot of money. One of the other musicals on Netflix, by the way, if you like musicals, you should check out Oh Hello on Broadway, which is actually branded as a Netflix original. Funny, absolutely hilarious. I think that's one of my favorite ones that I almost didn't realize was there. It's one of those things that kind of hidden gem that you got to find. You just really, really find the good hidden gems. But to wrap up this thought, I guess, it's going to be a reoccurring thought of mine that we need more musicals, we need more theater, we need more Broadway, we need more West End. And it kind of sucks right now that we don't have that. We can't even get it to local theaters. It was a big hobby of mine to go to a dinner theater and have dinner and watch a show, even though it's community theater. A lot of people kind of hate on the community theaters because it's a shitty low-end production, but I don't think it is. I think it's great. I love seeing the actors. You never get the kind of intimate experience when you go to the Jubilee Auditorium, let's say, and see a touring production of Broadway across Canada. So I really like community theaters, and it's kind of sad that we don't get that. We don't get that anytime soon. And obviously, it's for a good reason that we're not going to be putting ourselves at risk in doing that. But I guess on the same thought of musicals being now put onto streaming services, my thoughts of we should get more of them, kind of pays off. We've been locked up for 4, 5, 6 months, and we don't have theater, we don't have Broadway, and a lot of people have turned to their old school, favorites on some streaming services. And I know Disney has signed up for making a few new ones. They just actually released The Greatest Showman. They made that available for streaming because it's already filmed, obviously. But they're filming Once on This Island into a movie version. I believe they're doing a film version of Aladdin, the nice Broadway theater. Ooh, we gotta talk about the way the magic carpet flies one day. Remind me of that one day. Magic carpet. Yeah, theaters, Broadway. There should be more. I honestly think there should be more of that. That's all I have for this thought. Oh yeah, we were thinking about Diana, the Broadway musical. That's coming in 2021. Okay. I think that's enough of me.
That's enough of this thought for now. If you think you want to think about this thought some more, visit heyitsmahair.com for everything else this kid gets up to.